As well as the health and economic impacts, the coronavirus pandemic is also putting a huge strain on Australian charities. Father Chris Riley's Youth Off the Streets, for one, has seen a huge increase in youth homelessness. Joining me now to discuss some pretty shocking statistics is Lex Nadine Lutherborough, the charity CEO. Lex, good to talk to you again. Youth Off the Streets does regular street walks to monitor youth homelessness. What are some of these statistics?
Yeah, good morning, Tim. For us, I guess we've seen an increase in young people requesting support from our crisis accommodation services as a direct result of COVID. On the street, the numbers had gone up 50% in March, and the flow-on effect of that has been that we've seen more across all areas of our work. Young people requiring mental health support with unemployment, that they've recently lost their jobs, domestic and family violence, drug and alcohol abuse, everything's up. And I think initially there was a certain level of complacency about COVID, but when the fear and uncertainty hit, when young people saw thousands of people around the world dying, they began to be more fearful, and that led to an increase in requests for support from our service.
The whole world is obviously wobbling on its axis. If we look here in Australia, there's been some brilliant work done by governments and others. There's also some areas which are a real mess. Schooling, education is one of them. There are different messages coming federally and at every state and territory level. How is it affecting families across the country?
Yeah, it's a good question. That's been difficult for us as well. Like, we have 6 independent schools. So prior to the end of term 1, we went to online remote learning or face-to-face. Our students had the option, and we've commenced that again at the beginning of term 2. We've also had the additional difficulty of young people in our accommodation services needing to be homeschooled. And our youth workers have had to take on the additional challenge of that. It's been difficult, but the way we look at it is it's difficult for everyone. So we're just doing the best we can. But dealing with the immediate health challenge is one thing, but getting out the other side of this and the social and economic ongoing need is also our concern.
Yeah, because there's been an increase in domestic violence. So many parts of Australian society is tipping in many, many ways. How can Australians give youth off the streets a helping hand?
Look, that's the difficulty. We're struggling just like everybody else. We're dealing with young people in crisis, and at the same time we're dealing with an organisation in crisis, and the concern for our staff and their long-term employment with us. We're an organisation that operates off 50% government funding, and then 50% of our income comes from events, corporate partnerships, donations, small grants, and we've taken a huge hit there financially. JobKeeper is helping us get through to the end of this financial year and into the new financial year, but it's a juggling act at the moment, and we have huge concerns for this organisation. Father Riley started this 29 years ago, and with the idea that every young person has the same opportunity, and to think that service is in jeopardy now is difficult to take. He doesn't ask for a lot, he never has. We rely on, in the homelessness space, probably 15% of our income is from government in that space alone, and I think that we just need corporates and businesses out there to consider us if they're looking at putting some money in a direction that it would be utilised effectively.
If you're watching this morning and you have the opportunity, please www.youthofthestreets.com.au/give now. Personally, I've worked closely with you and your team and Father Chris for many years. The work is extraordinary, what you do, and hopefully, I know Australians are very, very generous, so let's hope that we get on the front foot with benevolence and your charity thrives into the future. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you, Tim. Really appreciate it.
If you or anyone you know is feeling distressed, you can call Lifeline on 131114 13 11 14 or visit lifeline.org.au/get help.